everybody. Welcome to the Sexnerd Furry podcast. This is episode 3. I'm your host, Kira the Fox. This is my co-host,
Foxy. Hi.
Yes, coming back to you from inside McDonald's. This might become a thing. I don't know. Okay, today's topic is long-distance relationships.
How interesting.
Yeah, I know. Before we get to the topic, did anything interesting happen this week?
No, not exactly.
No, nothing interesting.
You?
I know I got stuck in a tree this week.
Oh, yeah. And I had to...
You had to get me down. Yes, I know. That's the most interesting thing that happened this week, I think. Yeah. Nothing furry happens to us, really. Like, nothing interesting. We don't talk to interesting people. Anywho, long-distance relationships. The fuck?
Again with the music.
Okay. I think they choose this music on purpose.
I think so. They just hate furries.
Yeah, they say they must listen to Mexican music.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start with the description of what is considered a long-distance relationship. Okay, let's see. So, many of us has gone on and on about having troubles with distance. We hear people say that they do not want to be apart from their loved ones because there is... What the fuck? Yeah. We're going to go and turn the music down. Everybody there! I was paying attention, and the music is actually so loud that my sweater was vibrating.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Yay! Now it's down. Okay. Let's see. What is considered a long-distance relationship? Okay. Now that I read this, I don't actually like it.
Well, in other words, it's like the name says, long-distance relationships. It's when two people live in a different country or city. And they maintain a relationship. Yeah. In simple words.
Like, I got off the internet this thing. I'm gonna just read the first paragraph because the whole thing's long.
You lazy fox.
Shush. It says here, what is a long distance relationship? A long distance relationship is a romantic relationship where each member of the couple lives at a distance from the other. Obviously. There are also long-distance marriages, where the married partner may have to live or work in another city, perhaps returning home every few weeks. In some cases, though, long-distance relationship is considered a separate thing from long-distance marriage. With a great increase in internet connectivity, a number of relationships may start out as long-distance relationships. You may meet what seems to be the perfect person online, and then every date may be composed of telephone calls, online chats, texting, and emailing. These relationships can be great, but they do come with some risks. It's hard to say whether the person communicating online is truthful, and eventual meetings between such couples can be disappointing if the person has lied or exaggerated. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, a long-distance relationship is when you're far away from the other person. And the reason we're talking about this is that a lot of furry relationships are in fact long-distance relationships. Most of them. And if they're not, then they're lucky ducks.
Very lucky.
It's because the furries have that thing where they always think that they're the only one in their entire city that's a furry. It's like this isolated feeling that a lot of people have when they start out with being a furry. And it's like, everybody goes through that phase, I think. I think. Well, most people go through that phase where you're like afraid and you don't think anybody else is around, which is why the only people you talk to are people online.
Yeah, from some other country.
From some other country. maybe just the next state over, and you don't even know. But that's the way that a lot of relationships happen, because you don't think there's anybody in your area. I mean, that might make sense if your house is out in the boonies and there's no other house around for miles. Then, yeah, you might be the only one. Sadly. But, most of the time there's at least one or two other furries around. And, well, like we said, that's why there are long-distance relationships in the furry community. Because you think you're alone in the area you're in, and you find someone online who seems like the perfect person. They're everything you want in a person. You might never meet that person because they're like in Germany or something.
Quite far.
And that's expensive to go and meet them. But I've seen it happen.
Really?
I've seen, I don't remember who it was. It was a friend who he was with this one dude, and they lived really, really far away, and he finally got the money for a ticket to go and see his boyfriend at the time. It turned out to not be a good experience. It was weird. It was a really abusive relationship. Weird stuff.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. But,
Well, it has its risks.
Yeah.
Maybe the person online, it's one, and when you meet in person, he might be another person.
Yeah. It's like, you never know. I mean, you might think they're a girl and then they end up being a dude, which is the common thing to happen apparently.
Yeah.
And that also goes a lot with why they're always saying that there are no female furries. It's because all of us are hiding behind male personas. We don't want a bunch of guys to be noting us up every hour of the day. It's annoying. But let's get back on topic. Where was I going? Yeah, but basically that's a long distance relationship. Let's see. How do these things work, in your opinion?
Well, it depends on how big the distance is. For example, I had a girlfriend who lives in the U.S. She was like 30 minutes from here, from the border. And well, every weekend we used to meet up in a certain place and hang over, or sometimes I invited her to my house and jiff all day. Yes, she was a furry too, so I jiffed the hell out of her. So yeah, to be honest, it really depends on how far they live from each other.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a long distance relationship can be like, well, the city we live in is huge. So, like, a relationship, if you live in, like, near the beach and the other person lives, like, way out in the mountains, because that's how big this freaking city is. That's considered a long distance relationship, because it can take about an hour for you guys to get to the middle where you can meet. And sometimes it takes like 3-5 taxis to get to the middle, and that's like, we live close, but maybe we'll just keep this online. Sometimes we're just lazy. But a lot of the times it is a fair distance. Most of the time it's a distance that a lot of people can't cover in a few hours of driving. So a lot of long distance relationship couples don't see each other a lot. But if they ever do get together, a lot of the times it's they just have sex all the time. Like, that happens.
Yes, it happens.
Like, I was like, where was I going with that sentence? It vanished. It's gone. Okay, never mind. Ignore
can I hit
that.
you with the newspaper?
No,
so you
not
can
hitting me
remember?
with newspaper. No, it hurts. But that's basically the way that a long distance relationship works nowadays. It's all online. You meet somebody online and you talk to them and all that. You talk with them, and if you're lucky, you live in the same country and you can actually send text messages to each other. Like that. That's lucky, but not always. You don't always get that chance. And then if you're really lucky, you can actually call each other somehow. That's, long distance charges. But that's the way a long distance relationship works. It's like you're apart and you talk online and all that stuff. And why, in your opinion, would a person decide to have a long distance relationship instead of a normal? Normal. Instead of a no, that's the wrong word either. Instead of a face-to-face relationship.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, sometimes there are people that lack of confidence, or they just can't find someone in their location that have the same things in common. Well,
same interests as a. That's probably one of the lack of confidence. I would say is one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Because I know people who they have like massive internet cojones. And they will like say all the shit that they can while they're online, and when they're out in the world, they don't say anything to anybody.
They just bark and no bites.
No bites. They'll never bite. It's hilarious, actually. But that's one of the reasons a lot of people can have online relationships is because it's half anonymous. So you can meet someone and you talk to them and you can say whatever you want because it can be true or not. Nobody's going to know.
Yeah.
You could be all like, I beat up like 5 guys yesterday, and it was awesome. You should have been there. Yeah, I wish I could have been there. Yeah, well, you couldn't. It was recorded, but then the phone broke. That kind of stuff. Classic.
Yeah, right.
But that's the way. That's how it is. I mean, people have them because you can say be yourself, but really you're being someone else. I mean, not a lot of people are themselves online.
Yeah, I know most of the furries I know, they are like that, and I'm like, I fucking hate that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be something online, it might as well be what you are, because you don't want to disappoint people.
Yeah.
No, that's why I stopped faking everything.
I never faked myself. I
used to because, as a female online, it's not safe.
It's not safe.
It's not safe. I mean, they figure out you're a girl, and the first thing they ask you is, "Show me your boobs."
Yes.
No, these are mine. I'm looking at them right now, and you can't see them.
Going to hit you.
No, my boobies. I can look at them all I want. But anywho, that's. And so people get into relationships with a personality that they got to know online, and that could quite possibly not be the personality of the other person. Or it's that weird hidden personality that you always hide in public.
Aww.
Because it's not right. I'm not supposed to act like that in public. It's not polite or that kind of shit.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Now to the meat, the personal area of the podcast. Have you ever had a long distance relationship?
Oh?
Have we ever had? Do we want a long distance relationship?
Nah, I don't. Not sure. I'm more into physical interactions, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that is a lot better than you and your papers. That is a lot better. Ow. That's a lot better than
and role play and that stuff.
Role play and stuff. I mean, you can role play in life, and that's fun.
I've never tried that.
You've never tried? It's fun. It's hilarious.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to
We should wait, like besides sexual role play, other normal live action RPG.
Normal.
Non-sexual role play. Maybe we could do that as an activity in one of the meets. That'd be fun. Like we'll have like a weird little. We didn't do a scavenger hunt. I remember.
No, we didn't.
No, we just played volleyball.
You were hungry. That's
yes.
why we left.
No, the girls. All of us girls were hungry.
Yeah, right.
It was.
You told me
us.
that you were going to get mean if you didn't eat something.
Yes.
That's why we left. Beware of Kira.
When I'm hungry.
She's a monster.
I'm a monster when I'm hungry. I am. Y'all, you have to ask anybody who's seen me hungry.
I'll pass.
But anywho, long distance relationship. I had a long distance back when I used to be on Second Life. I had a long distance relationship with a Marine. He was a Marine, and he had sent me pictures of himself. He was hot, and I think that relationship lasted only like a few weeks, maybe something like that. But it was like after that relationship, I didn't want another one because it's not fulfilling, you know, for me. For me, it's not fulfilling, you know, just chatting with someone that I'm probably never going to ever meet. Well, I could have. He only lived in Texas, so
Well,
it wasn't that
it's
far.
not that far. No.
He wasn't that far, but it was still like, you know,
Man.
the distance was a little bit too much for me. You know, I need someone to touch me. You know?
Everyone needs someone.
You know, it's like when I get cold at night, or when I'm like crying and I'm telling the person that I care about online that I'm crying, I would rather actually get a hug than, you know, just the when they write hug. It's like it's not the same.
No.
So it's like I can't hug myself and pretend that's you. It just doesn't work. I've tried. Because you know, there are things that you need physically. There are things that you need physically that you can't get in a long distance relationship, and most of that is human contact. You need someone to hold you.
Yeah.
At least that's my opinion. You know, there are people who like long distance relationships, and you know, good on them. I've met like two, and I haven't talked to them in a long time. But you know, like physically, I don't know someone that likes long distance relationships. Everyone's I've talked to, everyone's. I'm an English teacher.
English teacher.
Okay, everyone I've talked to and gotten to know don't like long distance relationships because they rather have someone physically there, you know, in the hard times and in the good times, you know.
And in the jiffy times.
And in the yippy times. Those are in the really good times. So it's like the long distance relationship I had was just not fulfilling for me. And how about, and you said you were lucky with your long distance relationship. You could actually see each other every weekend. So you're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, lucky ones. Yeah. And,
the lucky ones. So many air quotes.
Yeah.
In this.
Yes. I only had one long distance relationship, and I got to see her like for 9 months.
Wow.
And then
if you had
we
gotten
broke
her pregnant,
up.
if you had gotten her pregnant, you would have had a baby at the end.
No, not at the time. And then, well, we broke up. Apparently, she was cheating on me.
Oh yeah, that's also something about long distance relationships. You have no idea what they're doing when they're not with you. Like that reminds me so much of who was I? She's an artist online, and I used to talk to her a lot. I don't talk to her as much anymore. But she had a long distance relationship with a guy, and she was, you know, she did lots of stuff for him. You know, they were always talking to each other, and every time that they would actually make a plan to meet each other, and she would buy the tickets and everything, she would pay for everything, and he would like always have something to do last minute. And then as it turned out that he was cheating on her with someone else. And it's just like, you know, it happens so often because you don't know what they're doing when they're not talking to you, or even when they're talking to you, you don't know. You know, maybe they're with someone and they're texting you. I mean, that happens. I've heard of that happening. It's just like, it's hard. It's really hard. And if you're a paranoid person like self,
Me too.
and especially more if people keep like
Cheating on you?
no, if people besides cheating on you, if people are like putting that doubt into your head all the time. I hate people that do that. That you're
there's no need.
Where you're talking about your relationship and they're like not with you at the moment, and they're like, well, where are they? Well, he's working. Because you know they're working. Because you know their schedule. They just told you, I'm at work. I can't talk. Okay. And you know they're at work. Because you like have seen their boss and all that shit. And then that person's like, well, that's what they tell you. And you're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Leave my relationship alone. I like this trust I have. You know, I don't have their boss spying on them for nothing. No. It's like, you know, don't be that. People, don't be that person. Don't be that person that says, well, that's what you think. And that's like the most annoying type of person to be. That's the reason I don't like my cousin's boyfriend, because he's the one that does that. I've been in the relationship for 2 years. It's good. I know he's at work because he's too lazy to go anywhere else. That's a good thing of having a lazy boyfriend. They don't go nowhere. Parties, nah. Going out drinking, nah. Bed is better. Well, for him, it's couch. But that's where he works, because he works from home. So I know he's at home. And he texts me often when he's bored at work, during work, because not at work, he's at home. During work, he'll text me something, I'm bored, like that. So it's like, I know what he's doing. Yeah, I gotta stop thinking about weird things. Okay, let's jump to the fun place.
Yay!
You know, the meat and bones of our awesome podcast. The sex. I'm dancing in case you don't know. Okay, there are 2 different kinds of sex you can have in a three.
3?
There are 3 different kinds of sex you can have in a long distance relationship. You have cyber sex, you have cam sex, and you have we meet and have sex. Those are the 3 types of sex. Let's start with the first and most common. Cyber sex.
Cyber sex.
Cyber sex.
Stop it. You're
I can't help it. When we talk about sex, I get excited. Okay, cyber sex. Basically, what is cyber sex? It's when you type out a sexual scenario with the person, and then you just take turns, air quotes, doing stuff to each other.
Yeah.
So it's like you type something like, I place my hand on your shoulder and and my other hand on your knee. I don't know. Something like that. You know, something like that. And then they respond in it, and it goes. Okay, so cyber sex. We've all done that at least once. Not all of us are good at it, but a lot of us have done it. You know, hold on, I'm digging into places. I used to be a cyber slut back in the heyday.
Yeah.
A long time ago. And well, you know, that was back when MSN was still a thing. I don't log into MSN anymore because it's just full of creeps, the whole thing, and that's my own fault. But and also MSN is full of a lot of bots too. Have you noticed? Have you ever looked?
No.
Like you'll get an invite from some weird number, and it'll be a bot. I love fucking with the bots. It's fun. It's like you just write random shit and see what they do. But it's like, you know, that was back my old days, so that was a lot of cyber sex. I never sent any pictures, as far as I can remember. It's not like I was anything good to look at back then anyway. No. But you know, I was thinner then. I do know that. But thinner in many places. But it was like, you know, back then. And it's like, I can remember that also is like, it's also not a fulfilling thing. It was fun at the time, but now, like cyber sex, I only do it now like when there's absolutely nothing to do. And I'm bored, and there isn't any good porn that I want to watch. So you're like, let's see if someone. You go on F-list, and you just. That's what F-list is for, right? That's pretty much. F-list is just a list of role players, and they have the 2 different sections: the sexual area and the non-sexual area. And in the sexual area is where you can go. You look, and there will be people putting up ads, putting up ads for a role play they want to do, and there'll be something simple like there was one I read yesterday. It was like attentive bunny looking for a dominant male to have a long-term RP with, something like that. You know, and if you find their advertisement attractive, you click on their name, you read their profile. If you like the profile, if you have some kinks, as they're called, some kinks in common, then you can message them, and then you can start an RP like that. And that's the way it goes. And you have no idea if they're male or female on the other side of the computer, and you don't want to know. You just want to have sex with that particular character.
Yeah.
But that's the way F-List is, and it's just a cyber sex role play area. It's not all cyber sex offs, but you know, it's mostly used for that. Indeed. Yeah, you have any cyber sex stories?
Nah.
Yeah, just the normal shit.
Yeah.
Just like when you started like talking with someone and you're role playing something and you somehow end up in sex. It's okay, it happens.
Most of the time.
Yeah. The second level, cam sex. There's two different ways. There's the one person on the cam and the other person just typing or just with audio, or there's both of you with a cam.
Yeah.
And it's not always with audio, or at least it didn't used to. Now it is. Memories. But it's like I remember back in the day back before every single laptop had a camera. It's so long ago.
Like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
5, 6?
Yeah, you know, back when there were dinosaurs. But it's like, I remember that you would get a camera, and you would like clip it onto your computer or on the side or something, and that's what you would use to like have cam sex or have a talk with someone. And with cam sex, normally it's just like masturbating for each other. That's it. It's like and sometimes you can say things I've never quite understood. You know, that kind of like phone sex. I never got it.
Maybe
like phone sex,
like
you know,
from hearing
their voice,
the breath and that stuff.
But it's like,
what the fuck? Breathe.
That's it, breathe. You're breathing. That's good.
Yeah.
No, but like I tried phone sex once and it didn't quite work out. I was just kind of sitting there listening to him talk, and I would say things sometimes, but it wasn't doing it for me. You know, I was like, this is weird. You know, this is awkward. And cam sex, I've done it once back when I was in a that old ass relationship a million years ago. I know that was the once. And then any other time that he wanted any kind of cam sex, it was just him on the camera and not me.
Oh.
Cause he would be doing stuff, I'd just be sitting there like all bored and shit.
I've never tried that before.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
does girls showing her boobs to me? Does that count?
Yeah. Was she touching them?
Yeah.
Okay,
Girls,
yeah, then yeah. Because it's just like look boobs, and it's just like
Yeah,
look
then
boobs.
she began to touch herself, and I was like,
And
oh
you're like,
yeah. Keep it up, baby.
And then the camera and then the computer died. No.
No.
No, but yeah, it's like. But yeah, it's like interruption. We
need
should
to buy
buy
a coffee.
something.
A coffee.
Do they have ice cream right now?
I think so. Let's finish first the podcast. And
Okay.
Let's go and buy ice cream.
Or we could take a break. We're on cam sex. I think we're on cam sex.
Well,
We only have like 3 different things we have to do. Okay, so we can do this. We can do this. Okay, after chemsex, you have the ultimate, as they call it, the ultimate relationship, long distance relationship thing. Actually meeting the person. Meeting the person.
Ooh. Meeting? Meeting. Oh, meeting. Right.
Meeting.
Okay. Well, it's the same thing, right?
Meeting, mating, but.
Well, that's why you're going
It's one
to
letter
meet
off.
the person. Yeah.
Not unless you're a really shy person, then it's just to talk to them like at a coffee shop. Okay.
Please.
Please. You want to have sex?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard stories. Anywho, since you're the one that's had the long distance relationship where you actually met someone, how did you go through the process of actually going to meet her?
She got into the group here in Tijuana, the Tijuantros one, and no one ever, what's the word, introduced her?
Introduced
Yeah,
her?
into the pack. So it was like, I'm going to be a really good person and talk with her, and all that kind of stuff. And one thing, oh crap, I'm getting all nervous.
It's okay. You wanted to like be the nice person. Yeah, you wanted to just, bring her into the group, or more or less.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, and then in a fur meet we meet each other, and that's what's happening.
And you're like, oh, you're kind of cute.
Yeah, let's fuck. Yeah, let's fuck.
And then it went from there. It's always nice that a relationship starts with sex.
Yes.
Because then you know what you're there for. Okay, so... Okay, guys.
We're back.
We're back. We got interrupted. I hope you enjoyed the interlude music that we are going to decide to put in there. I'm not sure what, but we'll decide something. Let's see. We got interrupted, and I had to buy this ice cream. No food. We were talking about meeting and stuff. I guess we talked about everything. Conclusions. That's all we had to do. We just had to do the conclusions, and she made us stop. Okay. Would you ever consider a long distance relationship?
Not really. I'm not ready for a relationship right now.
No.
Nah.
Poor thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Things happen for some reason.
Yes, that's how life is. Long distance relationships. I've never been a fan of long distance relationships, so I would not be in one. I'm sorry, people, but I would not be in a long distance relationship. It's just not my thing. There are plenty of people who like it, so go and look for them. We don't have any emails today, sadly.
No?
No, we don't have any. Send us emails. We want to answer your questions. We don't want to randomly answer things off of websites. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all we had to do. Less than 2 minutes.
She couldn't wait.
I know, they couldn't wait. I think they changed staff or something.
Yeah, maybe.
We need to find a new place to record. This has been Sexnerd.furries. I'm going to finish this ice cream, and then we're going to leave. Yeah, so that was our talk about long distance relationships. We're the Sexnerd.furries. I'm Kira. He's.
I'm Foxy.
And
Keep on listening.
keep listening. Ah!
Bye.